As promised, here's my new segment, Real Short. Enjoy!
Hey everyone, this is K.Short, and this is my big Paloma. She's back because we're about to talk about something that a lot of our society believes in, and I didn't want to talk about it first, and I just wanted my big to back me up. So, to let you know, there's two people in the world that at least think about this, and we just so happen to be in the same organization. She so happens to be my big, and I so happen to be her little. So we're here to talk about it today. And just want to let you all know to not take anything personally. This is just my personal beliefs, and then what says out of her mouth is her personal beliefs. And we're just going to go from there. This is very unscripted and very much improv, so bear with us. But I promise you it's still going to be a good topic to just think about. Okay? So the topic is monogamy. The idea of monogamy and where we got that idea and how I choose to live my life and how my big is living her life. I can't speak for her. So for myself, I do not believe in monogamy for a lifetime. I do believe in monogamy when you're in relationships. Some people call it a serial monogamous, but I'm not quite sure if that's the correct term. I just tend to be in long-term relationships
for your whole life.
For my whole life. I don't believe in finding someone and living with them and being with them for my whole life. I just don't think, as animals, I don't think that's animalistic. And from my understanding, it's dolphins and penguins and maybe a couple other animals that only stay with their partners for the long run. And if we're animals and we're staying with each other for the long run, we're basically shooting ourselves in the foot trying to live up to this ideal. And I just know for myself, I'm changing all the time, probably every year. Like I said, if you see my last video, go on Time Hop. What were you talking about a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago? And the fact that you're staying with someone within that time and you're not even talking about the same things anymore, you're not even the same person, and like, you know what? Let's just do that whole thing. Let's just get married and have a party and have a family and have a big house and a white picket fence and a dog, and then we're going to hate each other halfway through because honeymoon's already over, the kids are growing up, and we're supposed to still be with each other because that's what society says. And I just completely disagree with that. For myself, I would like to live my life as someone who stays in relationships for the time being that person's in my life. If you're in my life for 5 years, that's great. If you're in my life for 50 years, that's even better. You know, because I think it's great thinking that my childhood friends are going to be with me for the rest of my life. But at the end of the day, I feel like we all change. And the fact that we're trying to stay with people for like our whole lives is just shooting ourselves in the foot, because it's not like in our nature to stay with people for our whole lives. But for some reason, somewhere in society, someone said, you got to do this and you got to do that and you got to do that. It's just an idea. And someone just was so great at pushing this idea forward, and now it's like people are living unhappily because of this standard that we're supposed to live up to.
So my little and I agree on lots of things. I'm in a place where I just don't know if you have one love that lasts you your whole life. You know, I think different loves teach you lots of different things, and you continue to grow with each other. And then sometimes I think it's okay to outgrow people, and I don't think long-term relationships in our lives necessarily have to be romantic ones. They can also be, you know, really amazing friendships, like this one over here. Marriage, I mean, to some extent, marriage is a social construct. You know, it's rooted in patriarchy and a way for a man to own a woman, you know, legally binding and all these things that come with, like, the history of marriage. I think, you know, committing to a person is really beautiful and really special, and you know, if marriage is the way that you do that, I think that's wonderful. That's your choice, but I don't think it's the end all or be all to romantic relationships. Engagement rings, I don't want a diamond ring anymore. Engagement rings was a De Beers 1930s ad campaign. It was a marketing thing. It's actually not necessarily rooted in any sort of grand tradition. A diamond engagement ring, it's a way for a company to make money and to, you know, participate in genocide in Africa and really violate human rights. And so I think there's lots of things that get caught up in all the rom-com. You know, I want to believe in a long, deep, long-lasting love, but I don't think it necessarily has to be forever. And yeah, but I do think deep love is possible. I think some people definitely can find someone to make their life with, you know, for 50 years, and I think that's great and that's wonderful, but I don't think it's necessarily for everyone, or it should be some ideal that we spend chasing, because I think we can miss like what's right in front of us right now, and to me that's what I like to take advantage of. So yeah.
I completely agree with my big. See, like I said, she uses all the big words. I'm just like, yep, big, that's... Yeah, go you. But what we're trying to say, there's more to life than striving for marriage and the idea of marriage. And just recognizing that we're a part of a society that highly emphasizes on it. And of course, my big has done so much more research than I'll ever do. So think about that and Google half the things she said. But like I said, I just feel like there's more to life than just finding the one true love. And I don't think there's one true love out there. I feel like there's many true loves. There's Mr. and Mrs. Rights and Wrongs all the time. And for me, I can't ever imagine living my life looking for just one. Gosh, exactly. There's just so many beautiful people in the world that it's like, you're really going to make me choose one out of 6 billion people. It's like, you know how much love I have to spread? As 7 billion people. I have a lot of love to spread, okay? And I want to give it to as many people as possible. I'm just letting y'all know. And so if you choose, and I just want to say to all the future partners out there that I'm just letting y'all know that I love the idea of being with each other for 10 years because it worked out for 10 years. But we'd have to renew our contract every month to see if this is what we really want at this time and who we are and who we want to be. So I'm just letting you all know that if I were to pass, say at the age of like 78, and you and I didn't work out at the age of 70, I'm okay with that because I'm not going to allow history to just be like, oh my gosh, I've been with this person for 50 years. That's great. That's awesome. We had a great run. But at 72 and you and I aren't there anymore, I'm okay with that. But I think looking at the idea that marriage isn't the only thing to strive for in life and just recognizing that there's a lot of amazing people in the world and that there's at least 2 amazing people in the world that believe that marriage isn't the end-all be-all of life. So having my big end it on any last notes before...
Any last notes? I think Kathleen said, I think what makes a really good, strong relationship is that communication. It's the talking about things, and I think that's, we get so lost in what we think relationships should be. We don't necessarily work to make them what we want them to be. So, whatever your choice is, whoever you find loving and time spent with them, we wish you all the happiness. And just know that we're 2 girls who don't necessarily, or 2 people who don't necessarily think that marriage is for us. And if it is, it'll be fluid and flexible because I don't know about it yet. And we'll see.
But let's celebrate. If you're with someone for a year, 2 years, 3 years plus that, let's celebrate it. Invite us because we may find somebody at your party. We're just down to have a good time. So just recognize that there's different perspectives out there, and that if you're down with that, cool, we should all meet up. If not, we're still gonna go to your wedding because there's free drinks and food. And you all have a good one. This is K.Short, and this is my big Paloma. Like I told you, she's gonna be here. Just get ready for that. And just remember to bring a dictionary every time she's in my videos. So,
patriarchy, smash patriarchy.
Okay, Google that because I have no clue what she's talking about. All right, I love all of you, and we'll see you soon on next Sunday. Have a good one.
Bye.
Hey, hope you all enjoyed the first episode of the new segment Real Short. Don't forget to subscribe below.